featuring
Wake up, wake up.
Can I have some coffee?
Wake up, wake up.
Make it strong, please. Hey! Oh! Hey!
Wake up, wake up.
Oh! No, really, can I have some coffee?
Wake up, wake up.
Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, August 5th, and it is hot as hell.
Yeah.
Whew, there is a heat advisory warning for today. So, you know, the heat index, I guess it's now called the real feel.
Oh.
So, like, well, you know, it's actually 85, but the real feel is 98 or 99 today. It's going to be one of those days. If you are working outside, don't. Call in sick. Just don't do it. And if you're working inside, complain the whole time. That's what I'm going to do.
I chose the best day of the year to do my once-a-year drag gig.
You took off today. Oh, you're hosting that pageant tonight.
Yeah, tonight is the Bearded Mistress pageant right here at the Provincetown Brewing Company. João Santos' reign is over, but you can still pick up cans of the Bearded Mistress with his face on it. And tonight is the annual Bearded Mistress pageant in honor of the anniversary of the Provincetown Brewing Company opening. It is going to be hosted by yours truly, Local Honey.
And
Tadana.
oh, good.
Yeah, it's gonna be super cute. I'm bummed you're not hosting it with me. That was so fun last year, and you looked so fabulous.
I'm here in spirit. Is João going to crown the next champion?
Yeah, he's gonna perform while the judges are tabulating scores. Me and Todd threw together a little number.
Excellent.
And we've got 6 contestants tonight. It's gonna be super fierce.
Who are the contestants?
I don't know if I can rattle them up. I know Saltine is gonna be one. Benoit, Evan Montgomery.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's a few others I'm just blanking, but it's gonna be killer.
Stiff competition.
Yeah. Benoit, every time I run into him, he's like, I'm bringing it. Tell everyone else. I'm like, okay.
Oh, that's like vaguely threatening.
Oh, it's not vaguely threatening, it's threatening. But I'm
I
excited
love
to
it.
see it. I think Evan's gonna really bring it. Ann Hutchinson's always a riot.
Saltine.
Yeah. Saltine's, did I say Saltine?
You said Saltine.
Saltine is not doing it.
Oh.
That's because Saltine and Ann Hutchinson are on my mind because they have a show at the Red Room tonight at 7 o'clock. Two of the funniest ladies in town. Check it out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How was your week? Wait, tell everybody who's on the show today.
I know, we've got legends in the building today. We've got Miss Cracker from RuPaul's Drag Race. She's on the tail end of her run at the Art House.
I think of her as Miss Cracker from Provincetown.
Right?
I'm going to see if she wants to do a whole summer here because that's what we want for her.
That is what we want. Yeah, she's joined the ranks of the RuPaul girls who come to town and fall in love with Provincetown and do some killer shows. So we're going to be talking with her about that. We also have local and worldwide superstar Varla Merman coming in.
She's ready to blow. Have you seen the show yet?
I haven't.
I can't wait to talk to Varla about it because I told you the other day I ran into Varla at Jonathan's wedding and we got to talking and like 10 minutes into the conversation I was like, we're going to have to repeat this whole conversation verbatim on Friday morning, okay?
Perfect. You should have just grabbed your phone and be like, so we're here with Varla Merman. And you're like, now you don't have to get up early.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
But tell me how your week was first.
My week was super fun. We're in, like you said, we're in the middle of a heat wave. It's a drought and I've never seen anything like this in Provincetown. And usually when we have little droughts, they don't really affect much, but like everything is drying out and getting crispy. I have like wildflowers that line my driveway, and I noticed a few days ago, they're just like brown and crispy.
Gone.
Yeah. So please be conserving with your water. Conservative.
We don't like that word.
I hate that word.
Don't use too much. Well,
Yeah.
it's also like the non-essential water usage ban is in effect until October 1st or October 1st, I think.
Does watering your lawn in your $2 million house count as essential?
That is not essential. You're not supposed to be
Interesting.
watering your lawn right now. You're not supposed to be I do think trees are essential.
Oh, totally.
So like, we have to water trees. We need air. There's a CO2 shortage. So we need to water our trees. Tell them about the CO2 shortage, Harry.
I don't know much. There's a CO2 shortage.
I don't know much. But I know we ain't got any CO2 tanks
You
in the
could
basement.
always consider ripping out your grass lawn and replacing it with native plants that are more hardy.
We're gonna start doing desert landscapes like in Palm Springs. Everybody's yard is just rocks. and cacti.
Okay, when that happens, Provincetown is gonna blow away. The only thing keeping us here is the plants. Do you? I mean, have you taken any of the Dune tours or like Anne Hutchinson's tour where there's stories about like droughts and things that like the whole town would just get covered in sand because it would all blow in? Buckle up.
Maybe water your grass secretly
Yeah,
at night when they
yeah.
can't tell that you're doing it.
I mean, that honestly is a better time to water your grass because it evaporates less quickly, so your grass can get more of the water.
I mean, there's got to be a way to like use the water that we're just naturally wasting all the time. Think about all the water that just goes down the drain at work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
There should be a bucket that we then take and pour onto plants.
Gray water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That blue water, the blue tab water.
I don't think that's going to be great for plants. But my week was fun.
Good.
Yeah. The highlight of my week was obviously Jonathan Hawkins and Paolo Martini's wedding. It was truly beautiful. They did such a great job organizing it. It was beautiful. You got to do a lot more of it than I because I had work and I also saw Joe Santos' show again 2 weeks in a row.
Santos flower.
I'll get there.
Red leather, yellow leather.
How was Drag Brunch? That's one thing I missed.
Drag Brunch was super fun.
Was it wedding themed?
Well, every queen like spoke to them directly, and it was like stand up and kiss each other. Like there was a lot of like that.
I wish the whole Drag Brunch they did just like only stereotypical white people wedding songs. Mm-hmm. Like one queen does "We Are Family," the next queen does "White Wedding."
Paolo's not white. He's Italian.
I'm not saying they're white.
Just
You can't just go saying people are white.
that's what it sounded like you were saying.
No.
It was a beautiful wedding, but I mean, I was hardly able to focus on the wedding at all because of that person who was walking their dog during the ceremony so closely to what was going on that it was impossible to notice anything else. Here, if you can identify this person, is a picture of them. Is that on the screen?
Do you have the picture? Jesus. No, so it was a gorgeous beachfront wedding right out in front of Jonathan and Paolo's home.
Is it the picture of the person like leaning over, trying to hear the phone conversation because the wedding was too loud? Like, why walk so close? I mean, listen, it's a public beach. People are not allowed to close the beach to the public just because they are getting married. But Mark, of course, before the wedding started, Mark was like, there's gonna be some local that's gonna walk around here acting like there's not a wedding going on. And sure enough, that person had to be asked multiple times to maybe,
It was just weird because like,
come on, you guys.
it would have been, I feel like it would have been way better if she was just like, oh my God, I have to walk by, and just scurried by. Instead, she walked up to the wedding, stood about 30 feet away, and had a phone conversation while like wandering around next to the wedding. It was like, go away.
And then she handed Jonathan and Paolo their rings, and I was like, oh no, she is part of it. She's in every picture.
No, it was funny. They were like, I can't remember all the other names, but they were like, we would like to ask these 4 people up to give the rings, Mackenzie, Matilda, Harrison, and I was like, fine. But apparently Jonathan has a nephew named Harrison.
You were not the only Harrison at the wedding.
I hate that.
And the other one was younger than you.
No, but it was truly beautiful. Jonathan's sister officiated the wedding, and she did such an incredible job.
That was one of the best wedding officiating jobs I have ever witnessed.
Her speech was so incredible.
It was a how-to, a master class.
Yeah. And she like clearly did her homework about them, about the town of Provincetown. And I think she must have written it the day of or the day before because she referenced the Dune, like the whole thing was about something she learned on the Dune tour 2 days earlier.
Right. Well played.
Stellar work. But after
pays off.
Right, it always does.
Always.
But after that, we went over to the Crown and Anchor for more festivities. There was cocktails and snacks, then dinner, and then we all went back to the pool bar where there was a show. Basically, all the acts from the Wave Bar did a number, and it was beautiful.
It was really beautiful.
I saw you dancing.
Well, especially the beginning of the dancing portion, I was like, nobody's out there. And
Yeah.
somebody's like, well, go start it. And me and like 2 of the kids
It was really cute.
were dancing. I'm like, come on, tired old adults, get over here. It worked.
Come on, adults who've been drinking since 11. Let's do this.
That's why I got all my dancing in the first 10 minutes. And then I was like, done, my
You're
work
like,
here is
I
done.
tried, I
Bye,
did
everybody,
it.
leave it up to the kids now.
Yeah.
No, but it was a really, really beautiful day. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I had like a pretty terrible July. And so like for this to happen on July 31st, I was like, reset. Like this is going to be a reset for the rest of the summer. Like you have to put that intention and that energy out there. Positive energy is contagious. So I'm like, I'm moving forward with the rest of this summer in a way that is hopeful.
I love that.
Thanks to Jonathan and Paolo and everybody that was there that day.
Yeah.
Like, spread the love and the beauty.
It definitely. I'm not a crier ever, but I always cry at weddings.
Really?
I think I get that from my father, who's very like. I don't want to say stoic, but very like not super emotional. And then every time, any wedding, he doesn't even have to know the people.
Really?
Weeping.
This was a teary wedding.
Yeah, I cried the whole time.
So thank you guys so much. There's a little tiny little snippet of it. I put together a little video later for when we're changing our set. And the first 5 seconds of it is like,
Yeah, me and
wedding.
Trevor put together another video to also change.
Yes.
It's like the beautifulness of the beginning of the wedding and then the wildness of the end of the wedding.
And that person walking their dog. It's
No,
an
we
8-minute
didn't get that in
video.
there.
Like here they are doing vows, and the camera's just like, oh, she stopped. Oh, she's picking something up. That's what we have a video of.
Yeah.
If anybody knows her, tell her thank you for leaving the scene when asked the 4th time.
Did you get asked 4 times? I thought it was just once. 4 times? Damn.
You know what? I had such a good week. Thank you for asking. My best friend for life, Paula Brown, was here from Sunday until this morning at around 7 o'clock. And like, when your lifelong best friend shows up at the exact moment in the summer when you're having the hardest time, it really is a balm. Like, so thank you, Paula. She's probably in Hyannis by now in the car.
Oh, she's leaving?
Yeah. Sunday to Friday, that was it.
What?
I know.
I saw her once.
I know.
For like 30 seconds.
I know. So she came to work a couple times to see us. We had dinner together at Sal's on Wednesday. She had never been. Fantastic. I made her get the carbonara, of course.
You got it.
We had dinner last night at Jimmy's Hideaway. We spent all day Wednesday on Long Point. A little bit of that's in that video too. And I was meeting her boyfriend for the first time. She's been dating somebody for about 2 years. And every time, like when I went home for Christmas, he wasn't there. And it's like we keep missing each other. And he finally arrived. And all we did was talk about people he didn't know for 4 days. It's like, it's nice to meet you. Like literally just me and
You
her.
expect that,
I know,
though, yeah.
I know. But I felt bad. But Troy, I'll catch you in December when I come home for Christmas.
Yeah, me and Bob bartended together on Tuesday night at the Red Inn. It was like all your favorite people at the bar.
It was Bob Curie, This Is Your Life. That is definitely my favorite night of work so far this summer. Because my friend Max, who officiated our wedding, was sitting there, and he didn't realize that our housemate in front, Ahmed, had just returned from LA. So Ahmed walks in and is standing behind Max, who's facing me, and I was like, Max, turn around. And he turns around, and they both went, ah! And screamed, and everybody else at the bar was like, what's wrong with them? I was like, nothing's wrong. Everything's right.
Perfect.
And then Peter Sullivan showed up, and then Paula Brown and her boyfriend showed up, and then 2 people over here who I really like, these regulars who I love, they were there. Oh, this is a funny story about the
You
two
forgot
of
Murray
them.
and Matt.
Oh, Murray and Matt finally got back to town for the rest of the summer.
I got to congratulate him on his Emmy nomination.
Listen to this, though. I hope Susan Tran is watching. I know she's not watching because she's at work right now, but these 2 people are going to hate that I'm telling this story.
Oh, good.
But that's what I do. I tell stories that people hate for me to repeat.
That is
right?
true.
They were like, not they, the man half of this straight couple was like, how's your friend, that Boston weather girl? And I was like, I don't know any Boston weather girls. And they were like, that beautiful Asian lady. I was like, Susan Tran? Susan Tran is a morning news anchor.
She's the anchor.
No, I'm not disparaging weather girls,
Right.
but I was like, Susan is the anchor. It's her show. She's not just the weather girl. Just because she is beautiful and tiny and Asian does not mean she's a weather girl. So that everybody knows.
Who are these people?
You know who they are.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it later.
They're watching right now because they love the show.
Oh my god, I love that.
No, it'd be like if somebody was like, hey, how's Harrison, the busboy, doing? I'd be like, he's not a busboy, he's a bartender.
Yeah.
Not disparaging busboys, but it's like, it's not what that person does.
Yeah.
Love you, Susan.
Should we get into news? You got anything else from this week?
Anything else from this week? No, I think that pretty much covers the week.
I saw Joe's show again. It was just as fabulous as the first time. Go see it. It's incredible.
That's the only show you saw this week?
Yeah.
You need to get out there and see more shows. It's August 5th.
I know. I was like, oh, I can see this show, and then I was like, oh, wait, I'm hosting the Bearded Mistress pageant. I work at Red Room on Thursday.
You have Sunday night off. Go
That's
see a
true.
different show.
Yeah, you're right.
So what's happening in the world? If you don't see a show, you're going to get thrown in a Russian jail for 9.5 years.
Yeah, that is the latest update in the Brittany Griner case. She was convicted of her drug charges in Russia on Thursday. The charges were smuggling drugs with criminal intent. She had less than a gram of oil.
It is less than a pen cap or a stick of gum, what she had on her.
Oof.
And we all knew this was going to happen. It's a politically motivated, pawn swap attempt.
Yeah,
and it
and-
sucks for her that she's in the middle of it.
Yeah, I did read like opinions saying that there is likely not going to be a deal or an exchange because they're worried that this will turn in. If we're trading, obviously she's incredible, one of the best basketball players of all time. But if we're trading basketball players for arms dealers,
Right.
where they're, I guess, kind of worried what the Russian government might do to American travelers. Like, if you open up my suitcase at any point, you could arrest me for something.
I mean, there's just places in the world that I'm not going.
That's true.
Probably ever. She had to go for work. Like, you know, she was
Yeah.
contractually obligated to play in Russia. But also, it's like when you know you're going somewhere like that, turn the suitcase upside down. Like, there should be no, I accidentally took a vape pen to Russia.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Clear that shit out. Put it through a car wash.
Yeah. So she did get convicted and sentenced to 9 years in
Yeah.
a Russian penal colony. Is a penal colony different than a jail?
A penal colony is like manual labor, right? Like, they're making you do stuff.
Oh, that is awful.
So, wait, you don't think they're going to swap her out?
No, I mean, not that I don't think. I was just reading opinions, and they were just saying that isn't. They're not seeing that as likely. And Donald Trump released a statement saying that he
Who?
basically, exactly, he like poo-pooed the deal, saying that Brittany Griner was spoiled.
Oof. And also the Russian equivalent of the Secretary of State was like, you have put this all out in the media, and that's not how we do these things. So if this doesn't get brokered, it's because the Americans, you know, decided to try to swap, you know, criminals for in the media. Like, we are talking about it too much,
You're
according
like, sorry,
to Russia.
there's a little thing in America called free press.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So free Britney. I mean, I don't know. 9 years is a long time.
Yeah. It's
That's the
really
rest
sad.
of her basketball career,
Yeah.
at the minimum. Oof. Come on, some happy news.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to go to a few celebrity
something
deaths.
worse. Great.
Not worse. Sad, but there were a few celebrity deaths over the week. Star Trek's Nichols passed away this week. She passed away this past Saturday. She was 89. You might know her from Star Trek. She portrayed Uhura, I think I'm saying that
Uhura.
right, who was the communications director, and she was one of the first black actresses in a lead role in like a primetime television show. She really broke boundaries, and also her kiss with William Shatner was one of the first interracial kisses on television, and it really changed the landscape of television.
How old was she?
89.
She lived long and prospered.
Yeah.
That's the Boy Scout.
Oh. I don't know. Oh, so the Trekkies are all gonna. I'm
yeah,
canceled
we're
now.
canceled. Yeah, I can never go to Comic-Con again.
Boy Scouts.
She did become lifelong friends with George Takei after they only worked together for 3 years. They only overlapped for 3 years, but they became incredibly close. She actually was the best lady, which was a title
Aw.
she insisted upon. They asked her to be the matron of honor. She's like, I'm not a matron. I'm gonna be the best lady.
I love that.
Yeah. After her work with Star Trek, she actually dedicated herself to working with NASA to create a more diverse organization. And one of the landmark things that she did with NASA was she actually she was pivotal in recruiting Sally Ride, who was the first American woman in space. And she was never publicly out in her lifetime, but like in retrospect, she was out in her personal life. So she was also the first out lesbian in space.
Wow.
Yeah, so thank you to Nichelle. Another one that I know is going to be hard for you.
What? Don't even say it.
I know.
This is when this happened. I was like, this is definitely ruining the rest of my year.
Pat Carroll passed away. She's a legendary actress, she's an Emmy winner, and she was most notably, and what I think Bob and I love her for the most, is she was the voice of Ursula the Sea Witch, queer icon.
I mean, they should retroactively give her an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress for The Little Mermaid. They don't give Oscars to people who do voice work, and it's criminal.
They should
that
have a Best
voice
Voice
job
Work
of
category.
Ursula was it's phenomenal acting. Like, and to this day, whenever somebody at work is like, "Thanks for making our drinks so well," I'm like, "It's what I do. It's what I live for." And if they catch that it's an Ursula reference, they're a friend for life.
Yeah. Obviously my favorite quote from that is, "You're too late!"
When people come in at 11:03, that's the Ursula line that I give
Right.
them. Pat Carroll, we
In
love
honor
you.
of her passing, Eric Lesh, who has a gallery in the Whalers Wharf, made an Ursula drawing. You're gonna have to get it.
Oh my God.
It's
is
beautiful.
that up
See
there
it? It's so
now?
little here, but
Oh, I need that.
beautiful.
Somebody needs to get me that.
Yeah.
Oh, and also,
She was also a Cape Cod resident.
yes.
Yeah, she passed away in her home in Cape Cod.
Oh, sad.
Thanks for the work. Thanks for the iconography.
For the art, the
And you also like,
beauty.
as much as that whole movie is about voices, like it's about Ariel's voice, and the juxtaposition between Ursula and Ariel's voice is like pivotal to that.
Right. Oh, no more celebrity deaths, right?
No, that's it.
But you know what? This isn't a celebrity death, but Provincetown's very own, well, formerly of Provincetown, Lady Di of WOMR is performing her final show tonight on WOMR after more than 20 years on the air doing
Damn.
Legs Up and Dancing. Remember when we had her on the show?
Yeah.
This is her final show tonight. She's trying to parlay this into perhaps a podcaster. She's not done. She's just done doing Legs Up and Dancing on WOMR. He dies final radio here.
It is 6. The opening is from 6 to 9 tonight. The show is called Utopia for Rent. I think is that about the housing crisis? I don't know, but maybe.
Probably. Everything in this newspaper is about the housing crisis.
Yeah, it should be. Last year, I went and I scooped up a piece. I got to preview a few of his pieces last week in the studio. They're really beautiful. So check it out. 6 to 9. Also, the Food and Festival last November. Midweek, they're going to be releasing tickets. You can go to ptownfoodandwinefestival.com for all the details about that. And also, follow their Instagram. Their Instagram got hacked and they lost their Instagram.
Oh, no.
They had about 1,500 followers, and they lost it, and they're trying to get back up there. So follow them on Instagram. It's Ptown FW Festival.
I know, it's like, everyone behind the camera is like, oh my God,
Yeah.
it's hot
It
today.
is. It is hot. Yeah, last year's Food and Wine Festival was really incredible. It was so great to see a November weekend that typically would be crickets.
Is it the full weekend after Halloween? When is it?
I'm
Like
not,
November 8th-ish?
I think so. I think it's the first full weekend in November.
Okay.
But it was tons of fun. The grand tasting was incredible. The whole town had a really good energy, I think fully due to the Food and Wine Festival, so come check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
Okay, drag queen news?
Yeah.
Okay. Spoiler alert, Jinx Monsoon won the all-winner season, so big congratulations to one of our hometown queens, we'll call her a hometown queen, on her big win. So it was a lip sync Lollapalooza, I guess.
Oh, boy.
One might call it. And she beat Monet in the final lip sync. What was the song?
Swish,
Swish, swish, swish, swish. But the second she was like, based on your performance throughout the season and this lip sync, I was like, oh, Jinx is gonna win. Jinx really cleaned up. She won 5 challenges, had 4 legendary legend stars. She really did incredible, and she truly showed how talented that style of drag is. It really encompasses everything except for design. And but when you're just like that naturally talented, you can really do anything. And Jinx really showed out this season.
As expected. You called
yeah.
that when it debuted.
Yeah. When she won, she claimed this in the name of Hecate, mother of witches. Thank you.
Really?
And she also said she's recently stated that her 2 biggest influence on her drag are witchcraft and therapy.
Ooh, perfect.
Other drag queen news, I don't want to say my favorite because there's 2 of my other favorite drag queens in this very room, but Shea Coulee got cast in a Marvel Cinematic Universe thing. She's going to be in a Disney Plus show. The show is called Ironheart. It's basically kind of the next iteration of Iron Man. It's this young woman who is a creative genius and a scientist, and she creates another kind of armor suit in the same vein as Iron Man. The character's name is Riri Williams. She's a genius inventor. No official details about beyond her casting, but it is rumored that she's going to take on the role of Darkveil, who's also known as Shade, who is actually a drag queen mutant with the power of teleportation. And
cool.
Yeah, the artist who created this character actually spoke about it in 2019 and named Shea as one of the inspirations for this character. So it is really serendipitous that she's might end up actually playing this character in the MCU. And after that, when asked about oh, did you hear there's this Marvel character kind of based on you. And she was like, oh my God, I hope to play it eventually. So like, it's really, really cool.
Life imitating art, imitating life.
Yeah.
Good for you, Shay.
She tweeted, beyond excited to be strutting out of the workroom right into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Words cannot express how excited I am to be a part of this amazing project. Acting was my first love, and I'm thrilled to be doing it again in such a big way.
Oh, that is fierce.
No, that's
beautiful.
Super cool. I'm also just excited for that show in general.
Good things happening to good people.
Yeah. I have some actually really good news.
What?
This past Tuesday, Kansas had a voting day, and one of the things up to be voted on. So apparently, in 2019, the Kansas Supreme Court struck down abortion restrictions that were proposed when it was discovered that the right to abortion was guaranteed in the state's constitution.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, they wanted to make an amendment to their constitution, which would allow the state to heavily restrict abortion rights. But in order to do that in the state of Kansas, you have to put it to a popular vote. This is the first time in the country since the overturn of Roe v. Wade where this type of issue was put up for a popular vote. And it was a little scary because Kansas is a very red state. They haven't had a Democratic senator since 1939. Right, it's
Good
just
Lord.
Republicans since then. And it just goes to show you that abortion isn't this red and blue issue.
Right.
In a state that is predominantly Republican, 59% of voters voted against the amendment.
That's big for Kansas.
Totally.
I think nationwide it's like 82% of people support abortion rights.
Yeah.
Or reproductive
Exactly.
rights, whatever you want to call them.
President Biden responded and said, this vote makes clear what we know. The majority of Americans agree that women should have access to abortion and should not have the right to make their own healthcare decisions.
Ow.
Yeah.
My second monkeypox shot was yesterday, and
Mine
my
too.
arm is sore. Is yours sore?
Yeah, it is pretty sore.
Oh boy.
The New York Times reported that based on Kansas's turnout and also their demographics, that they basically they took the results, applied it to the demographics of Kansas, and then like extrapolated what would happen if these similar votes would happen in other states, and only 7 states would vote in favor of this type of legislation.
Right.
Which is really cool. 43 states basically would firmly vote against restricting abortion access.
Allegedly the Supreme Court's whole point, like leave it to the states. And now this is going to happen in every state, and then we're going to see what people really want.
I don't know. I don't think putting a popular vote, I don't think this is a good idea to put this to a popular vote, but it's good news that it's happening this way. But since the overturn of Roe v. Wade, they looked into new voter registration in Kansas, and there's really good news. So basically, historically in Kansas, new voter registration is basically 50-50 male to female, which is to be expected. But since Roe v. Wade, 70% of new voter registrations are women, and it just goes to show you that this is an issue that is important to everyone, but obviously specifically women, and it is, I think, getting a lot of new people involved in politics, which I'm hoping will be very good for the Democrats and not good for Republicans.
Register to vote if you haven't. It boggles my mind the amount of people that have never voted or aren't registered to vote. As much as it's easy to think that voting doesn't really change anything, it's one of the few levers we as ordinary people have. So exercise your right, your civic duty.
It's not the only thing you should do, but it is the bare minimum.
Yeah.
If you're not voting, it's just like, what?
Right.
Yeah.
Yay, Kansas.
Yeah. Angelica Ross is an actress that has been featured in American Horror Story. She kind of got her star turn in Pose, but it was just announced that she's going to be making her Broadway debut playing Roxy in Chicago.
Fun.
Yeah, she's going to do an 8-week stint. She joins a small group of openly trans performers in Broadway, such as Alexandra Billings, who played, I think it was Madame Morrible in Wicked, and also Peppermint, who was a principal in Head Over Heels, which was the Go-Go's musical. Super excited for that. She was featured in the American Horror Story Provincetown as the pill maker. Oh, you didn't watch that?
I didn't watch that. I watched the first episode, which was enough.
Yeah.
I saw Macaulay Culkin on the street.
Here? In town?
The end.
Oh, in the movie. I mean, in the show.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. But Angelica's a really incredible actress, and I'm really excited for that. I think it's this fall, so maybe I'll get to see it.
Have you seen Chicago on Broadway yet?
And I saw a national tour of it, and it was incredible. Melba Moore played Velma, and Melba is one of my favorites. She's a colleague. I've worked with her before. Not to steal Varla's joke. While she's right there. In other like kind of queer casting news, it was just announced that Selena Gomez is going to be producing a remake of Working Girl.
What? Oh, come on. That's one of my
Groans from the
favorite
audience.
movies ever.
She's getting a lot of buzz because she's in that show Only Murders in the Building with Martin Short and
Right.
Steve Martin. So we're 50-50 split here in the room, opposed and
He hasn't
gay.
stopped groaning or shaking his
know.
head for 45 seconds.
touches my toys.
I know. What next, Selena? All About Eve?
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
dare you.
Then it's gonna be Selena, the movie.
Selena as Selena. Can't wait. And also, it was announced yesterday that Lady Gaga will be playing Harley Quinn in the new Joker movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
Yeah. So that's...
Bless her heart.
No, I
Yeah.
can't. I'm going to see her on August 19th in Boston.
That's killer.
Lady Gaga at Fenway Park. All these concert tickets that I bought in 2019, the shows that never happened are finally happening at really, really inconvenient times.
The day after Carnival?
Yeah, Lady Gaga's like, I know all you gays are in P-Town, but hop the ferry the next morning and come to Boston.
Oh, I wonder if that's
I'm
going to affect...
doing it. I've got my get your ferry ticket now because that ferry is going to sell out.
President Biden also declared monkeypox a national emergency yesterday.
He did.
It's that decisions like that are mostly made to free up emergency funds to combat it. So this is actually good news. They're recognizing that there needs to be more funds involved in combating monkeypox, and that's exciting.
We're very lucky, and thank you to State Senator Julian Sear and all of our local representatives for helping Provincetown get the amount of vaccinations that we've gotten. We've got our second shot yesterday, which was a month after the first shot.
Yeah.
Hopefully this doesn't stay as sore for as long.
We're basically some of the first people in the country fully vaccinated against monkeypox, which is incredible.
I was talking to a couple of people this week who were like, I didn't even know there was a vaccine available. I didn't know that existed yet, let alone that you're on your second one already.
I mean, there's been a monkeypox vaccine for a while. This one specifically, the Jynneos one we're taking, was developed in 2019. So this isn't some quickly made vaccine.
I would like to apologize for a photograph of me that is circulating on the internet today, because a month ago when we went to Outer Cape, you had to go around back to a little shed to get your shot. And so I did, we weren't wearing masks because we were outside. So I went yesterday and I didn't bring a mask, and they had moved the vaccination to inside this little area. And I just went in, and there's 7 people in there with masks on, and I was like, I'm sorry,
No one was wearing a mask.
Really? Oh, they all had them on. Was it
Really?
up in the front of the building where
Yeah,
the
in
dentist
that-
office is,
yeah.
where the new pharmacy is going to be? I
Yeah.
guess. No, nobody was maskless except me, and somebody took a picture of me and was like, "I'm going to put this everywhere because you entered a pharmacy without a mask
You're
on."
canceled.
But I mean, I thought it was going to be happening outside in a shed like last week. So.
Also, this Saturday night at the Crown and Anchor Gala Festa, the weekly Saturday party, has some really fun DJs. Amber Valentine and also Boyish are going to be there.
You know what else is happening tomorrow?
What?
From 10 a.m. until midnight, there is a party for the Jamaican community in town celebrating the 60th anniversary of Jamaican independence. Music, DJs, dancing, food, amazing Jamaican food, free, open to the public. Go out and check out the party behind Town Hall and celebrate all of your Jamaican friends and family. I mean, half of the town here is Jamaican friends and family of, everybody's. So,
It's going to be killer.
yeah, celebrate.
One more thing before we move along. There is new merch at the brewery. We haven't had any new merch in a minute because we have so much really cool stuff, but we got a new one. This is a bike collaboration, and also it has Cedric's art on it. It's super cute. This yellow t-shirt. Yeah, no. But it has a Cedric original in the back and also a Cedric jockstrap right on the front.
Fun.
Yeah, they had a bike fashion show at the Crown and Anchor yesterday, hosted by Austin Tyler.
Did you go?
Did I say boat slip? Yeah, at the boat slip.
Did you go?
No, I couldn't.
I want that shirt.
Yeah.
That's cute. Is it only in yellow?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's very cute. Let's show your video of your
All right,
week.
you guys, this is a little snippet of what I did this week.
you, honey. Love you.
Typical week in Provincetown. Didn't that look like fun?
It did.
Please welcome to the show, Miss Cracker.
Hello. She's a woman.
How are you?
I'm not a woman this early in the morning, I have to say. Yeah. I'm doing great. My first time in Provincetown, and I'm loving it so much I don't want to leave.
You're 3 weeks in, you said.
I'm 3 weeks in, and I just am used to it. I feel like I know every dog already, and that's being a Provincetown native, basically.
Do you know the dog that was walking behind the wedding?
Oh, yeah, no, I don't know that dog.
Good.
So you've been doing shows for a few weeks at the Art House, and you've got 2 more tonight and tomorrow. How's the show been going?
It's been going so well.
Good.
The audiences have been so great, and I've just, I wrote this show for Provincetown. So basically, I've been learning how to make it perfect for Provincetown as I go. And there's a lot more material about Provincetown in it now that I know the town better. It's it's really great. It's been a great journey.
Provincetown audiences have been treating you well?
They've been treating me really well. Yeah, I think because of alcohol from Brewhouse, but they've been treating me really well. Yeah.
So well that you would consider doing a whole season, maybe.
I would totally consider doing a whole season.
This is happening.
Make it happen. Make it happen.
No, we're so lucky to get some really incredible drag queens, especially from RuPaul's Drag Race here in town, and I feel like it's a lot of times due to, usually your life is bus, another plane, club, and to sit still and have a show and have an audience every night and be in one spot for a while is really tempting.
I took my shampoo out of my toiletries kit and put it in the shower caddy, and I was like, who am I? Oh my God, I live here now. So yeah, being I haven't been in one place this long for a year. So this feels fantastic, especially to be in a place where everyone is so sweet. I've told this story 30 times, but we hang out with this dog on the beach, and someone thought it was our dog. When I say we, I mean me and my co-pilot, Caitlin, who's with me all the time. Someone thought it was our dog, and so they bought us a bunch of tennis balls just out of the kindness of their heart to say thank you for having a nice dog. And I was like, you misfired, it's not ours, but that's the sweetest thing. That doesn't happen in New York, basically.
That's very Provincetown.
Yeah, it's like,
Whose
I forgot you some
dog
tennis balls
is
for your
it?
dog. We have no idea whose dog it is.
It just shows up on the beach when
It
you're
just
out there?
shows up on the beach when we're out there, yeah.
So you consider New York home?
I consider New York home, yeah. I've been there for 16 years.
Oh my
Damn.
God.
I've been in the same building for 10 years, and they're not going to get me out of there, even though they've tried.
How long have you been doing drag in New York?
I've been doing drag for 10 years too. Yeah, I've been doing it, 11 years now. I've been doing it since 2011. And I can't even believe that, but it's been a whole journey. And I didn't even want to do drag. I was forced to do it. So
Who
I was
forced
nagged
you?
into it by Bob the Drag Queen.
Really?
Yeah. He had to nag for like 6 months, I think. Weekend after weekend after weekend of asking me to try it. And I was finally like, fine, I'll try it. And then I was like, oh my goodness, this is the thing.
Thanks,
yeah.
Bob.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. We appreciate it.
And it plays into your strengths because you talked a lot on the show about how you were super creative. Your whole family would be really creative and create things together.
Yeah, I love making stuff, but I never had a reason to make stuff. I just made random junk, and now I get to make it for a purpose, and that makes me really happy. Yeah.
I saw on your Instagram the scallop dress.
Yes.
That is the cutest thing.
It's my little shellfish, and I have this shellfish number in the show. Not to spoil my Provincetown show, but I have a shellfish number in the show, and I basically the whole inspiration for it was I heard Britney Spears' "Selfish," and I was like, what? We edited that just a little bit and made it shellfish. That's the whole point of the number.
Perfect.
That's all there is to it, and I've been dying to do it for 6 months.
This is the place.
Yeah, I'm like, I can do anything I want. Okay, I'll do the shellfish number. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Are you going to get to stay a little bit past your closing date?
No, I have to go back to New York after
In
my
August?
closing date. Yeah, I have to go back to New York in August. Herman Melville called it brick oven Babylon. That's what they called New York, and that's really what it is. It is a brick oven, and there is garbage dust and urine mist, and yeah, it's
Urine
terrible.
mist.
Urine mist. It's like,
Isn't that a soda?
urine steam. Yeah, it is. It is. It's a Gatorade product. Yeah.
Oh my
You have
God.
gigs right away when you get home?
Doing stuff. We're gonna be in New York for a while, and then we're gonna go to Copenhagen and Dublin and London and wherever else the money takes us, because we're what? Desperate.
Hardworking.
Yeah, hardworking, I mean, and just begging for attention. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, we're gonna be busy, but I'm never gonna forget my time here in P-Town. I hope I get an opportunity to come back and do this again.
You will.
Yeah.
It's here. We're here. The community's here waiting to embrace you all over again whenever you're ready.
Thank you.
Speaking of coming back, this last season of Drag Race we saw a lot of girls for the third time, their third season.
Oh my gosh, yeah, never. I would never,
never.
ever, under any circumstances, even do television again.
Really?
Really. It was so bad. It's the worst time in my entire life. But it did give me the opportunity to do this, so
Oh,
I
yeah.
am grateful. I hate being on television.
I thought you came across so good though. And the
100%.
RuPaul Cinematic Universe, you were always
RuPaul
one of
Cinematic
always
Universe.
one of my
Yeah.
favorites. Like came
Thank
across
you.
so kind and genuine and
Thank
sweet.
you. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot.
And
yeah.
the work is incredible.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm
Yeah.
one of those awful gays who like makes my favorite this, my favorite that, and your finale look from All Stars, top 5,
Oh
incredible,
my God, thank
incredible.
You. Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have brought it. Okay.
Yeah, you should have worn that in this gorgeous hot room
this
right
gorgeous-
now.
yeah,
It
right
would just be a
now.
puddle on the ground.
Yeah, exactly. All my beautiful wickedness is melting. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for
Yeah.
being here and break a leg in your last 2 shows.
Slay the people.
Yeah.
Shablam, I
2
will.
more chances, you guys. Go
Art
to the Art
House, 9 p.m. tomorrow, today. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
We hope to see you again soon. I have a short video of a little bit of Jonathan's wedding. It kind of shows the gorgeous beginning and then the wild end of it. So check this out.
It's loving not a choice. Loving not a choice. Does anyone here believe that love? Trying to find the time. It seems that
Didn't that look like fun?
Yeah, it was that gorgeous beginning, and then people spinning in the air on hula hoops at the end.
Super, super fun wedding. You were there. Please welcome back to the show, Varla Jean Merman, aka Jeffrey Roberson.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. The wedding was amazing. It
Yeah.
was beautiful. I bawled the entire time.
Yeah.
I mean, when I saw them on the beach, I'm in tears the entire time.
So this is what we were talking about the other day. You were like, have you seen the show yet? And I said, I saw it like maybe the third or fourth show of the season. And you were like, it wasn't great yet. And I was like, I thought it was. And you were like, well, I know that it wasn't. And I was like, but I watched it. And you were like, it was good. And I was like, no, but it was really good. And you were like, no, but it wasn't great. And I told him this, and he was like, that's a true legend who's like, it's gonna get better, and it can get better, and watch it get better.
Well, that's the thing about Provincetown. You do so many shows in a row. You do 5 in a row. You keep going, and you don't move. You're here, so that if you ad-lib something, you remember it. If I had to do a show on a weekend and then I didn't do it for another 2 weeks, I would just do what I had written originally, and I wouldn't remember all the stuff that I put in. And that's what's so great. I mean, I had 3 closing numbers. Like, I couldn't get it right, and I finally got it right. So it takes time, and that's why I do it here. If you can make it work in Provincetown on any day, it'll work anywhere. Because June sometimes can be a little tough.
Right.
There are different audiences. The audience get or maybe the show's just better by June, July, and August. I mean, August, the audiences is so great, and the other audience, you really have to work. So, but I had friends come, like Randy Roberts came, and we'd be writing songs. Just trying to figure out the end of my show, but and some of those died.
Well, you've had really topical stuff in there, like numbers about things that happened last week.
Well, yeah, I keep, I try to keep it fresh, and if something's dated, if I write something's dated, I have to change it. I mean, I was like admired, like someone like Kate Clinton, like you have to constantly, I write one show and change it slightly, but she would have to write every week. And that's just, oh my God, that's exhausting.
Right.
But I mean, I was so impressed because when I first went, it was pretty early in the summer, and there were already monkeypox, the Lotto song. I was like, this stuff is brand new.
It's funny because the Lotto song, a lot of people don't even still know it. So
Right.
sometimes I do it like the old gays are like, And I remember last year I had Driver's License in the show, and nobody knew that song. And then I had it in this year's show because my show's about anxiety, and that Driver's License song was written about another guy, Josh Bassett, who was on the Disney show, Olivia Rodrigo's song. And he every time he heard the song, because it leaked that it was about him dumping her, he got a panic attack. And he had so many panic attacks that he poisoned his own body with cortisol and had to go to the hospital and almost died of heart failure at 18.
Jesus.
And I had that in the show, but it's not funny. And no one
She really got him
how
good.
sad. And then I would sing Driver's License. It was like boom. So you missed that.
But that Lotto song, I'm like, nobody's a bigger fan of white girl rapping than me. And I'm like, Varla is up there rapping to Lotto right now.
Are you gonna lose your title?
I am now the second most serious white rapper in Provincetown.
I'm a white girl rapper. Yeah, my voice gets lower and lower. I have to do something.
It was brilliant. I loved it.
Thank you.
You haven't gotten to go yet.
No, I'm gonna make it though.
Yeah.
Well, it's about anxiety, and I just found that so many people after COVID were having anxiety. Like I would say, I had a couple more than that, some anxiety attacks over the winter, and I was like, what is going on? It felt like I was stoned and having a bad trip, and I wasn't stoned, well, later, but it was just so bizarre. And then I talked to other people, and they were having the same sort of anxiety, so I just thought I would look into why, after COVID, people were having anxiety, because we have it pretty good in our country. It's not like we're being forced to leave like other people, and so then the challenge was to make that funny.
Right.
And when I started, I was like, what have I done? Like, this is such a downer, but you can make anything funny.
And it's so universal. Like, we're all going through the same thing.
Yes, and it's just the constant worrying about it's just this constant worry. Anxiety is worrying about the future, worrying about the past, and there's just so much shit to worry about, constantly. And then just when you think everything's great, like last year, then suddenly we have this huge outbreak here. We're on national news, and that creates anxiety. And then this year, monkeypox, that's more anxiety. So it just keeps laying on itself. So why not write a show about it and try to make it funny?
I laugh all the time. And I remember you saying on stage, you're like, anxiety's not funny naturally.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I did this, but I thought it worked really well.
Well, sometimes I get in trouble because I want to do a show about what I want to say, but I'm not the one telling it. Varla is, so it has to be done in a way that people believe she's saying it.
Right.
And so I really have to sort of dumb it down and change just the intention.
Right. I hear that.
butt.
And this is 25 years, right?
25 years. I can't believe it.
The
Yeah, I lived
25th
right over there with
anniversary
Jimmy
show.
James. A long time I've told the story before. Right over there, 25 years ago. So wild. Yeah.
Are you
Still
happy
here.
to be back indoors?
You know, it's been so hot indoors.
You're like,
that
no.
I want to be outside again. I mean, I loved it outside at the Crown and Anchor. It was so beautiful, and now we'll always have that sort of time. But the weather, the first year, it didn't rain one time. The
Right.
second year, it rained every night last year. So it was so beautiful out there, and you know, it was a beautiful space that, you know, Rick Murray had really just come up with, and it was really beautiful. And Chris would light the trees, and it was just, I think, a really special time I'll remember performing there. But I'd rather perform indoors where I know that we can do the show.
Right.
That is true.
But I mean, talk about wearing a breastplate tonight. That is a hot costume.
Oh my God, any kind of rubber, yeah. And I wear, in the opening show, for some reason I have on a velvet jumpsuit with a tracksuit over it. It's like, I know.
What a great summer fabric.
I know, right? Oh my God, yeah. Velvet sequins, plastic and velvet.
Yum. So, not to get ahead of ourselves, but are you going to tour the show after you're done here in
I
Provincetown?
am, yeah. I go to New Orleans in September, and then San Francisco, Palm Springs, New York, and then I'll take the time off for Christmas, and then I got a bunch of gigs in the spring.
And then it's back to writing a new one for next summer.
Don't give him
This time,
don't
I'm
give
not
him an
gonna
anxiety
do,
attack.
Yeah, I know. This time I'm not going to do any diseases or any kind of mental problems. Next year it's going to be fairy tales.
It's going to be Varla Jean, fun things.
Yeah, fun things, right?
Do we have you till the end of September?
Yes, I go to the 10th.
Excellent. Which 2 days are you dark?
I'm dark Sunday and Monday.
All right.
But I am
Tuesday through
co-hosting Showgirls this Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah,
Can
the
you
only
work for
show
me Monday?
No. The only Showgirls I got to see last year was the one that you
Oh, I hosted, yeah, which was so much fun. So
Yeah.
I'll be with him this time.
Oh, that's awesome.
For fun. Thank
have
you
to
so
go.
much for making a couple
Thank
minutes
you.
this morning.
Thank
you guys,
you so much for
Tuesday
having
through
me.
Saturday at the Crown and Anchor, the 9 p.m. slot.
Yes.
Varla Jean Merman, Ready to Blow, the 25th anniversary show. I'm vouching. Amazing. The best white girl rapper in the world. Take that, Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for waking up with us here in Provincetown.
Wherever you are.
Yeah, we didn't do our. Thank you to our sponsors.
Oh, yes, of
Yeah.
course. The Provincetown Brewing Company, the Crown and Anchor, the Red Inn Cafe Heaven, the Adam Howard Metal Workshop at 3 Bradford Street, ProjectValorSailing.org, Be Well Cannabis Dispensary. I almost did it. Be Well Cannabis Dispensary, and viewers like yourself.
Thank you for waking up in Provincetown.
Wherever you are.
Good morning, everybody.